Hello, everyone, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. In today's video, we'll explore an incredibly important topic that affects us all: financial management. We will discuss practical strategies for saving, investing, and protecting your money. And best of all, I'll share valuable tips to optimize your personal finances. Stay tuned until the end of this video because I have crucial information to improve your financial future. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss any of our exclusive content on finances and much more. Let's get started. 5. The current economic situation, focusing on inflation and its causes. The current economic landscape we are experiencing is remarkable and profoundly impacts our daily lives. At the heart of this discussion is inflation, a phenomenon that may seem abstract but has a real and tangible impact on our wallets. Inflation occurs when the prices of goods and services we regularly consume increase, meaning we need to spend more to maintain the same standard of living. The causes of inflation are diverse and sometimes interconnected. One of them is related to supply chain issues, making certain products scarcer, driving up their prices. Furthermore, the transition to more sustainable energy sources, while crucial, also influences energy costs. There is also underinvestment in essential raw materials, such as oil, which has a cascading effect on the prices of various products. What concerns us the most, however, is the personal impact of inflation. It can erode the purchasing power of our savings and assets over time, making our money less valuable in the future. Therefore, it's crucial that we understand how the decisions of governments and central banks directly affect our financial situation. We must strike a balance between short-term demands and the need to plan for our financial future amid a challenging economic environment. Understanding the roots of inflation allows us to face these challenges with discernment and make informed decisions to safeguard our wealth and financial security. 4. Central banks and governments are taking measures to reduce demand by increasing mortgage rates and food prices. You may have noticed that in recent times, central banks and governments have been taking strong measures to address the challenge of inflation. One of the approaches they adopt is increasing mortgage rates, which directly affects people's ability to buy or maintain their homes. This happens because, with higher interest rates, mortgage loans become more expensive, impacting the wallets of homeowners and homebuyers. Furthermore, another noticeable measure has been the increase in food prices. When the government decides to intervene in the market to reduce demand, one of the strategies is to raise prices on essential products, such as food. This has a direct effect on our family budgets, as food costs are a fundamental part of any family's expenses. As a result, many of us feel this additional pressure on our daily spending. These measures may seem painful and challenging, and it's understandable that we may be affected by them. However, it's important to remember that, in many cases, these actions are taken to control inflation and maintain long-term economic stability. While they may be difficult in the short term, they are designed to create a more balanced and healthy economic environment for all of us in the future. Therefore, it's crucial that we are aware of these actions and understand how they impact our personal finances. 3. The main factors driving inflation are identified as issues in supply chains, underinvestment in commodities, and the transition to green energy. One of the significant challenges we face is the issue of supply chains. In recent years, these chains have become vulnerable to disruptions, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. These interruptions have affected the production and distribution of essential goods, making some products scarcer in the market. When supply is limited, and demand remains constant, prices tend to rise. So you may have noticed prices of basic products going up, from electronics to food and vehicles. Another significant factor is the underinvestment in commodities. Commodities are essential raw materials like oil, metals, and food that form the basis of many products we use in our daily lives. Underinvestment in these commodities has impacted their production and availability, resulting in higher prices. For instance, when oil production decreases or grain harvests are hindered, it directly affects fuel and food prices. Additionally, we can't overlook the transition to more sustainable energy sources, like green energy. While it's an essential step in combating climate change, this transition also has economic implications. Investment in green energy can increase energy production costs, which is reflected in the prices we pay on our electricity and fuel bills. These complex and interconnected factors have a direct impact on the inflationary pressures we are experiencing currently. It's important for all of us to understand these dynamics to make informed decisions about our personal finances and be prepared to navigate a challenging economic environment. 2. Possible solutions to contain inflation, such as raising interest rates, reducing overall demand, and market-driven corrections. One of the most common measures to control inflation is the central bank's increase in interest rates. When the central bank raises interest rates, the cost of borrowing becomes higher, encouraging individuals and businesses to spend less and save more. This reduces the demand for products and services, helping to control inflation. However, increasing interest rates can also have negative impacts, such as making loans more expensive for households and businesses, affecting consumption and investment. Another approach involves reducing overall demand. This can be achieved through fiscal and budgetary policies, such as government spending cuts or tax increases. Decreasing public spending and increasing taxation can slow down the economy, consequently reducing the demand for goods and services. However, these measures also have complex social and economic impacts and can be unpopular among citizens. Furthermore, the economy can self-regulate through market-driven corrections. This means that when prices rise due to high demand or supply shortages, consumers and businesses naturally begin to reduce consumption and production. This self-regulation can occur as people realize they are spending more than they should and decide to cut expenses, which, in turn, reduces demand and eventually lowers inflation. Ultimately, solutions to inflation are complex and have significant implications. Each approach has its advantages and disadvantages, and the choice of which strategy to adopt depends on economic circumstances and government policy goals. Understanding these options allows us to evaluate how government decisions affect our lives and personal finances. Therefore, it's crucial to stay informed and aware of the actions taken to address inflation, as this has a direct impact on our economic well-being. 1. The importance of managing debt at both individual and economic levels, with reference to the 2008 financial crisis and the need to avoid systemic failures. One of the critical lessons we've learned from the 2008 financial crisis is the critical importance of debt management, both at the individual and economic levels. Back then, we saw how irresponsible borrowing, especially in the real estate sector, triggered a global crisis that affected millions of people. Many individuals were burdened with mortgages they couldn't afford, leading to mass foreclosures, resulting in home and job losses. From an economic perspective, the 2008 financial crisis demonstrated how excessive leverage and inadequate regulation in the financial sectors can have devastating consequences. Today, more than ever, it's crucial that we, as individuals, are vigilant about our own finances and our level of debt. We must be responsible when taking on loans and understand the risks involved, carefully considering our ability to repay. At the same time, governments and financial institutions need to learn from the lessons of the 2008 crisis and implement regulations and policies to prevent speculative bubbles and excessive leverage in the financial system. The economic and financial stability of a nation largely depends on the ability to manage debt responsibly, avoiding systemic failures that can wreak havoc on the economy and people's lives. Therefore, debt management is not just a matter of balancing the books. It's a matter of financial security and economic stability. It's crucial that all of us are aware of these principles and demand transparency and accountability from both ourselves and the institutions that shape the economic landscape. The 2008 financial crisis served as a grim reminder of how uncontrolled debt can have devastating impacts, and we must learn from this lesson to ensure a more secure financial future for all. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed the content and found valuable information, don't forget to give it a like and share it with friends and family. Oh, And if you're not subscribed yet, click on the subscription button so you don't miss any of our future videos. Leave your comments below with your questions, suggestions, or experiences. We love hearing from you. Thank you for watching, and until next time.